Hop onto the economic calendar and see what we're looking at over here. So right now, if you guys remember last week, we had the Jackson Hole Symposium, right? And when it comes to the Jackson Hole Symposium, what was the basic sentiment coming out of that conference? It was Powell reiterating the fact that they're going to be increasing rates a lot more for the next meeting in September, moving into 2023, and then throughout 2023, just continuing. Their main objective is to cut inflation, to bring inflation back down to 2%. No matter what has to happen for that to happen, if we have to go into a recession, they're going to do that. And that's what's been going on. You've also seen out of Europe, the reason why the euro right now is so strong is because they're talking about increasing rates as well for the next meeting by 75 basis points. So you're going to see strong pushes on the euro, any kind of euro JPY pair, euro USD. USD is strong as well because they're increasing rates, and you're seeing over here the pre-markets. All the pre-markets right now in North America are all down. All the pre-markets in Europe are all down as well because again they're trying to increase rates, which is now going to decrease GDP. It's going to decrease production out of that country, which is going to make harder for people to do business. When it's harder for people to do business, that's, all these indices over here are made up of the major businesses of those countries. So obviously they're not going to be doing too well. The stock market's not going to be doing too well when they continue to push the fact that they're going to be increasing rates. It's the reason why gold is going down right now as well. Right? Like the trade Quentin you were just talking about, it's just a pullback to continue right back down. Right? I think we're coming back down to 1700, which I'm about to break down. We're moving into the economic calendar over here for today. As I was mentioning, we have a holiday over here for Great Britain. So Sergio, I guess you're off work. You got nothing on.
Uh, no, I went work today, 6 a.m. in the morning.
Oh, you did have work today?
Yeah, yeah.
What do you do, by the way?
I work in a gas station.
Oh, okay, that's right. I think you mentioned that.
Yeah, I did.
Awesome, man.
Yeah,
Handling a lot of cash.
yeah.
There you go. Um, okay, so yeah, I guess you got the observance of the summer bank holiday. So what is that exactly?
I think it's just a bank holiday on Monday. We have a
Okay.
few of them every single year.
Yeah, I noticed that. I just didn't know if it was something specific.
Uh, it's not really that important.
Okay.
It's just it comes from time to time.
There you go. Whatever. Nothing wrong with a holiday.
Nope.
All right. So, today, again, not much going on. I want you to understand today's NFP day or NFP week. Right. So I always say I have a love-hate relationship with NFP week because a lot of times you get very low volume or you get consolidated volume throughout the week, waiting for NFP to come out. Then all of a sudden NFP comes out, it's a dud, and then you don't get much of a move after that either. So NFP week's a little iffy. Remember, it's the end of the month. It's the beginning of September by the end of this week too. So you may want to take it easy this week. You may want to lower your risk a little bit. Again, Tuesday to Thursday, you may have some good moves that could be taking place. We do have some good data coming out, but at the same time, just understand it's the end of the month. You want to be able to finish your month strong. You don't want to have to. You don't want to blow any profits too much, and just kind of take it easy right now. And then next week we'll be able to unload the risk a little bit when it comes to our setups and what we're doing. So Sergio, this will be a good week for you with us hopping on a Zoom, setting place some standards, putting together our trading plan, just going over goals, stuff like that, getting ourselves ready for next week, and then all of a sudden next week you're really cranking.
Yeah.
Um, but again, today we got Brainerd is going to be speaking, so we'll see what he has to say. I'm sure he's just going to be echoing everything that Powell was saying during Jackson Hole, just continuing to increase rates and what they're going to be doing in September. Later tonight during the Asian session, we have unemployment rate coming out of Japan over here. So we'll see what that's going to sit at. It looks like it's going to stay at 2.5% over here. But moving into tomorrow, we have prelim CPI coming out of Germany. So any kind of CPI data, PCE data coming out of Europe is going to be pretty important because their economy is not doing too well, right? Any economy, Germany, France, um, Great Britain, obviously you guys had Brexit, so you guys aren't really part of their economy, but all these countries in Europe, Italy, they're not doing too well right now with the Russia Ukraine conflict, right? But what we have after that, 4:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so you guys will be able to trade this in the morning. You have mortgage approvals and for money supply coming out as well for Great Britain. But then moving into the New York session and later in New York, you have consumer confidence coming out and JOLTS job openings. Again, JOLTS job openings tells the Fed how many openings of jobs do we have where we can continue to tighten monetary policy so that it's harder for people to stay out of work. It's harder for people to stay unemployed and be more patient to take the job that they really want, as opposed to, all right, I need to get back to work. I'm not making much money on unemployment, or I'm not getting much stimulus anymore. I need to get back to work. So if they see a lot of jobs that are available but not being taken, they're going to continue to tighten monetary policy. This was a little bit more important, a year or two ago when COVID was really going on and people were getting back to work and they were providing stimulus every single 2 weeks or every single month. They were, pumping money into the economy. This basically told them that they weren't going to be doing that as much anymore, right? They were going, if they had a lot of job openings coming out, they were going to be like, okay, maybe we need to stop with the stimulus right now and start tapering and increasing rates soon. Williams is going to be speaking as well at 11 a.m. tomorrow. So we'll see what they say. Like I said, they're just going to be reiterating everything. We have some Chinese data coming out this week as well. China's economy is not doing well at all either. So that could shake up some of the markets. You got manufacturing PMI, non-manufacturing PMI coming out of China as well tomorrow. That's going to be 9:30 tomorrow night. And then Wednesday, CPI coming out of France, right? You got CPI coming out of Europe as a whole, core CPI flash estimate, Italian prelim CPI. These are all going to be important, especially for you guys during London, to see if there's anything to take. Mester is going to be speaking. Then we have ADP. Every NFP week, we have ADP on Wednesday, sometimes Thursday, but we have GDP coming out of Canada, Chicago PMI. A lot of things coming out on Wednesday, so we should have some good volume. Thursday, CPI coming out of CHF. You have manufacturing PMI coming out of Europe and Great Britain over here. The US ISM manufacturing PMI, that'll be interesting. Let's see. Unemployment claims, as every Thursday we come out with unemployment claims. That'll be Thursday, and then Friday again is NFP, average earnings, average hourly earnings, unemployment rate, and NFP. So just we're gonna be patient, wait for that news to come out. I wonder what we're gonna be trading with Sharma this week, whether it's Wednesday or Friday. So we'll see what we can get done. They're expecting the drop in back, coming back down to realistic numbers. We actually had really good NFP last week or last month. It was a big surprise. We had 528,000 jobs that were added. So they were expecting that to drop a little bit over here and come back down to earth a little bit, but we'll see. Again, we saw prelim markets, the pre-markets coming out. Obviously, we're not doing too well over here. If you actually go to Teletrader, Sergio, have you ever seen this website?
No.
This
No,
is a good website. Do you know what the Bloomberg terminal is?
no.
Okay, Bloomberg terminal is something that if you want to get down the road, this is $900 a month, and it's basically a terminal where you get news coming out before Forex Factory or before most people are getting this news. This is what like banks and institutions use. And it's basically like Twitter. You're getting news coming
Yeah.
out every I don't know, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes. You're getting that news coming out much quicker than most people. So you kind of have a little advantage in the market. But when you're making, I don't know, let's say $50,000 a month, that's going to be nothing to you.
Yeah, exactly. So,
But this is like a free version of that, right? It's a whole database over here. These are all the pre-markets. As you can see, the change, we're down 0.5% over here on the Dow, Nasdaq, S&P 500, the UK 100 over here. All these prelim you're seeing for this month right now, for the week as well, we're all pretty much down. when it comes to the indices out of these countries. So that's obviously not doing well. But if you look over here to the left, you obviously have news and everything, charts, but you have markets, currencies, commodities, futures, screener. You got everything over here that you need. So I sent it into the chat if you want it.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. All right. Here's the fun part. So taking a look at GJ over here on the monthly. Monthly is still kind of like a doji candle. It is bearish. Created a lower high and a lower low, passing the low of the previous candle. Where are we going over here? Are we going to continue back down? We do have that bank holiday today, so I'm probably going to be staying out of GJ and just letting it play out. We are ranging on the lower time frames and the higher time frames, but for us as scalpers, we're ranging on the lower time frame, so I'm pretty much just going to stay out of this. If I like something at gold, gold is retracing even more up here, back up to 1730. Maybe we could take something on the way back down, but we'll see. Looking at the weekly, again, same exact thing. These candles are very weak. Candles have been making lower highs over here. We tapped into 166 over here, holding that resistance, tapped into it multiple times over here, and just we keep creating these lower highs over here, continuing right back down, right? This current weekly candle is bullish right now, right? But are we just creating a top wick to flip bearish past the low of that candle and continue back down to 160? Or are we holding support there at 161 and possibly going to start retracing up? Back up to these previous wicks over here. All right, looking at the daily. Oh, by the way, Sharma and I were gonna do a breakdown yesterday, but she was still away with her family, so we're gonna be doing one later tonight. So you guys will have a nice full fundamental and technical breakdown. We'll be doing around 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'll be posting that on YouTube for you. Anyway, so we have again our resistance over here at 163 200 area where we keep rejecting. You could draw it like that pretty much. We keep rejecting that whole area over here. Our price keeps holding that resistance. We tapped into it again and started continuing down. But now what you have here are these candles being very weak. These candles are very weak over here. It's not like we're just continuing to push down. We keep rejecting this level over here as well. 161. Right, we keep holding that support. We got a little fake out of that area too. But once we started tapping off of 163 200 and then continuing back down to this area over here, we started to really reject it multiple times. We failed to close below that area. And then all of a sudden you got this candle right here with a top wick to fill. Right? This candle respected the low, right? Flip bullish, and now it's a pretty strong bullish daily candle over here. Are we continuing back up to fill that wick? Right? If you look, we are holding this support here, which I'm just going to draw. We're kind of like ranging in this area, and you really want to stay out of that area. It's a basic mess. If we start to clear out of here and start to approach 164, you got a clean move up, coming back up to 166 if that happens. I could see it happening, but we need a weekend and a strong pound. But we'll see what ends up happening. But right now we are bouncing off the support as we had before over here and here. Looking at the 4-hour now, it's very easy to break this down because what you're doing is saying, okay, all range, right? Nothing attractive over here. You could start to draw like a resistance right here, but I have a feeling that once we start to get down the lower time frames, we even want to stay out of areas like this up here and possibly just this entire thing. This is all a range. I've seen people blow accounts, especially on gold, but I've seen people blow accounts in ranges like this where they couldn't stay patient. And this is one of the main reasons why I say that you need to have two pairs. You have to have your main pair, which GJ is for me, right? But you have to have that secondary pair so you're not forced to be taking trades in here. If, let's say, you stay disciplined and stay out of this market for 2 days, right? Monday and Tuesday, still ranging, and all of a sudden you don't have another pair, now you're going to start forcing trades in here if you don't stay disciplined. So that's why that's so important. All right. So 4 hour is bullish. We ended up getting we have this resistance over here. This whole area is just, a mess, right? It's a zone. Price rejects here, rejected right here as well. We rejected here, and then we ended up faking the whole area out, closing right back below that area. Rejected here as well. But now what we have is price bouncing off that support, creating higher lows and higher highs. We get a strong bullish candle close right here. Weak bearish candle closing still above that previous resistance right here. And it looks like price is pushing up. But again, I'm not getting trapped in here on a Monday. I'm good. This is not attractive to me. What just happened to my chart? It's weird. My chart just like disappeared on MetaTrader. Whatever. Figure that out in a second. So again, we're just not going to get trapped in here. You never say never, but right now nothing looks too attractive to me. Even if we start breaking out of this area, we have rejected this whole area up here as well. So I think like if you just stay clear of this whole area over here and you wait for price to close above, somewhere up here, and we just continue making higher lows and higher highs, then possibly you could take something in here. But even in here, it's just nothing, right? See how we keep rejecting this whole area up here. But like I said, if you maybe get something, because what you could see is higher low from this point, another higher low, prices form. You're starting to see this trend being broken over here and price starting to change direction, right? We're starting to hold that support at 161 and push up. But for any kind of scalps, it's very difficult for you to take this. But I think once we get above this area and hold support somewhere around like 162 400, then we continue up to 162 800, somewhere around here. All right, because you got a clean move here to the left that you could possibly mirror. So I think you got about 35 pips right in there. So you could possibly be taking something. But again, let's wait and see what happens in there. But right now, all this is very unattractive to me. Make sense, guys? Any questions?
No, totally agree.
Okay,
No.
awesome. Let's see. Going over to gold now. So gold, again, since the Russia-Ukraine conflict, we've just been extremely bearish. For the last 5 months over here, we've been bearish because the Fed has been increasing rates and signaling that they're increasing even more rates, right? So that's what's going on over here. We had a little pullback into this area, holding that resistance, price flip bearish, and now we're continuing right back down for 1700 and 1680. Very healthy monthly candle over here. All right, looking at the weekly now. Again, same exact thing. Lower lows, lower highs. Price is continuing down. You had a very strong weekly candle over here closing at the previous resistance, where we were able to capture a lot of this trade over here as price bounced off that area and continued down. Wish I was able to hold that runner there, but yeah, I don't really swing trade. I'm more of a scalper. I like to be in and out. That's my style, and that's a very important thing for any kind of trader to realize is what is your style, what makes sense to you in the market, and base your strategy over that. Not so much what other people are doing, what your mentor's doing, or anything like that. It's how do I look at the market, what makes sense to me, and let me start to backtest and tailor my strategy around that. But the most important thing, if for anybody, first start to pay attention to price action. Start to realize how candles are closing, how wicks are being formed, stuff like that. Study that first, and then start to really form your strategy around that. But again, lower high over here, price is just continuing to push down. We got that bearish candle close with a wick to fill last week. This candle created like a fairly small top wick over there and did pass the low of that candle right there. Can we continue back down to here? You have 1700 over here, which we can also mark off if you want. There you go. We'll mark off 1700 to get the candle body closes here, support right here, and then support right here. Price could definitely be coming into that area. And if we grab some kind of a scalp over here, scalp sell to continue down to 1700, I would definitely be securing something in that area before 1680. All right. So as you can see, 1750, that previous area we had marked off, but we had that previous support turned resistance right here. Perfect price action, nice clean candles, price pushing down over here. Current daily candle is very bearish. You do see that top wick over there, and we're just pushing through these areas. So can we grab something on a lower time frame to continue this down to possibly in this area right here? You have that support resistance right over there, and you have price continuing down. All right, so now we're getting some kind of a pullback, and what you could see is a previous resistance ended up holding a support over here where we pushed up, held resistance, and now continuing down. So now we created a low coming up to 1730 to hold a resistance and possibly continue down and retest that low, continue down to 1712, 1710, and then eventually 1700 over here, that psychological level. Right. So now what we have is a strong support down here. Let's see if we hold a resistance up here with New York volume. Can we continue this thing down? So far, that was a very strong 1 hour candle close, but can we get another bearish close and candles closing in our direction for price to continue down? We did close above this resistance right here, so we need to pretty much close below there to know that we have a fake out instead of trying to take a sell from up here, thinking that we're just going to drop from there when in reality, we could very well hold support and continue a further pullback, possibly even into this area right here. Right? Previous support, can price come back up into here and then continue back down? Right, so 30-minute. So 30-minute. Are we going to hold that resistance in this area and then close back below that area? If so, I could very well see us continuing down. 30-minute, 15-minute. Yeah, there you go. As long as we can clear this area, possibly get like visualize here. Possibly get like this candle closing below. And then the next candle creates its top wick, flips bearish, and continues down. Can we get something like that? We got to be patient and wait. Right to GJ. GJ, see how it's rejecting that area over here? You want to stay out of that. All right, guys. Let's both break down the chart today. Quinn, you want to start us off? Let's just like rattle through charts and really get better the three of us today.
Yeah, let's go.
Pair?
GU.
GU. I don't have that on the watch list. All right, GU. Yep. There we go. All right, brother.
Okay, so all right, so as we can see, we're going down right now. We're breaking this low in here, this support level.
Yes, sir.
So obviously we would have our first target as this wick down there.
Okay. Yes, sir. And what is that wick on the lower time frames?
That might be a fake out too on that level.
Yeah, it is. I was just saying like a support, that's
Yeah.
obviously like a legit
Yeah,
support
there's
in the
gonna
lower
be a
time frames.
support somewhere. We're
Yeah.
gonna see support spawn.
That's good.
And then well, I guess that's far enough. But then we would have I don't remember left. We had like some kind of support far left in that area.
There
Yeah.
you go. Beautiful. That good?
Yeah, perfect.
Awesome.
And so up top, so yeah, we remember that we had a big zone here. Price was above that zone for a long time in the past, and then it broke down below here and range into that whole area for some time, and now we are breaking down below. So we first, the last month, we rejected and closed back above support, and now we created a top wick passing the high, and eventually it went back down. We have 2 days left. We're probably going to close somewhere in that zone, breaking that support. And eventually, next month we can create some kind of candle like that.
Good job, man. All right, weekly.
Oh, that level is a bit tricky now because if we use the most recent ones, we're gonna have that and this. Um,
Yeah, this is one where like I was actually looking at it on the higher time frame on the monthly, where you have this whole area right
yeah,
here that has been rejected. So if we look at it on the weekly now, resistance, support over here, and it could be even thicker. Like this whole area that
yeah,
price
definitely.
just wants to like tap into, and now we're starting to exit that area
Yeah,
right
it's a big zone.
now. And you could see why I don't like having it like that, right?
Yeah, you cannot make decisions based on a big zone like that. Like, when are you gonna know it's above or below?
I feel like it helps. It helps you like kind of like stay out of that area, or even more importantly, knowing that you're gonna get a big bounce off that area once we clear out of it, just like we did here, faked it out. We got a nice resistance formed. We created a low right outside of it. We came back up into it to retest it and then continue right through. Like we got a hard push from that area and a
Yeah,
nice resistance held here. But once you do that, it's good to just kind of go back to the lower
yeah,
time frame or the kind of narrow it in and be like, okay, that's our resistance right there. Let's see where we're going from here.
yeah, yeah. I think it's definitely useful to have it for a second and visualize it so you have it in your head, but then to make decisions, and having clarity on your chart, it's better to have thin zones.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's just personally, that's what I like to do, but it seems like you do too, so that's cool. All right.
Yeah, sometimes I tend to have like some area with bigger zones, bigger levels. But yeah,
There's definitely times to have them on there. Like you could have them up here if you want. And it's not really
yeah,
affecting your lower time frames because we're scalpers. So like when you're a scalper and you're drawing something like this, like the way we have it, which it makes sense to have here, but when you start to go down to the lower time frames, it's like this is all in my way, and I'm just
yeah,
trying to find the most recent support and resistance so I could take something. All right, see, do you want a thinner here or
yeah, yeah. We can put it thin in there.
what's up, Sammy?
Yo,
What's up, bro?
How are you?
I'm alright today. The
Just
alarm
all
clock
right?
beat me. The alarm clock beat me today.
I'm sorry, what was it?
The alarm clock.
Oh, we got you.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. What happened?
Went on, I went on snooze a few times.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I mean, it happens to all of us, man, where you're laying in bed, you got the alarm clock going off, but the bed is so comfortable, you don't want to get up, but it's not about your feelings at that point. You know, it's all about just being like, all right, once I get up, I know I'm gonna have energy again, right? I know that like laying down here, it's just gonna make me feel like shit later on. And if I wake up right now, maybe 5, 10 minutes after that, you got energy. Especially if you have a morning routine and you're getting your workout in the morning, like a deck of cards. Or by the way, how do you like the deck of cards?
I like it.
Yeah, it's fun,
It
right?
pushes me like to a different level, you know.
Yeah. Each card
Like,
it turns over, even the big ones, you're just like, oh, here we go. The
and
Joker.
when you first told me, I was like, no, I can't do that. But then once you start doing it, you challenge yourself just to complete it. No matter how long it takes, you just be like, you know what, I'm gonna
Yep.
complete this full deck. I
Yep.
ain't gonna give up.
Yep.
And I think everyone in this group should have that mentality where you should, whatever is thrown at you, just face it head on because you can achieve it
Oh
when
yeah.
you put your mind to it.
You feel amazing when you're done with it.
Yeah,
I like to meditate when I'm done. I just like to lay there, meditate for 10 minutes, just laying there while I'm stretching. I'm meditating, and it's a nice relaxing. Like I just went all out on that deck. It was hard. I pushed myself. My triceps are burning. If you're incorporating what's it called, squats into there, along with the with like I do squats for diamonds, and then for hearts I do push-ups. But once you're done with that, you're just dead. So you just lay on your back, meditate for 10 minutes, control your mind, and you're good. All right, so Quinn, sorry about that. So on to the daily.
let me take a quick look at this zoomed in. Yeah, yeah, we can go on to the daily.
Okay. Right.
Okay, so we can make that zone a bit thinner in here to have a proper resistance there.
Nice.
So we remember that all that zone is like the support zone, broken, and that we are um, basing our analysis on the fact that we broke below here. Maybe the monthly is going to close in 2 days below that level, and now we are eventually going to continue down to this level of 114, 115.
Yep, absolutely. Let's see what we have to the left too. See if we have any potential rejections.
Well,
We had some kind of history over here around 117, which is where we're at right now. Strong candle close. We had the liquidity grab over here, but we closed a strong bearish candle, just no bottom wick. But we ended up rejecting that resistance here and continuing down. So this candle has its top wick. And we already created a bottom wick today. Now we're starting to retrace a little bit. And this is all based on a weak pound and a strong dollar. So all that being incorporated,
yeah.
that, you're just looking for sells at this point. All right, 4 hour. There you go.
All right, so we can really have a level of resistance here
Beautiful.
and a support right there that might be retested.
Yeah, Quinn, you really draw zones well. Like the way you adjust as you go down the time frames is right on.
Yeah, I really picked it up from you since I started doing that.
Yeah, it just takes practice, right? And that's why we do
Yeah,
these.
at first I was always forgetting about maybe refining my zones, and now it's become like more automatic.
Dude, that can alone massively increase your win rate, which is where you want to be.
So support just formed right before.
Yes,
We've had
sir.
this like small bullish candle forming support, and that the current one respected it and started going up. So are we going into that level to eventually make a hold a resistance here and then continue back down, or maybe go back into that consolidation in range for a bit?
Yes, sir.
We have to wait for resistance to form to eventually be able to take sales.
Yeah.
1 hour.
Absolutely.
All right, so right there we're seeing some rejection happening. Are we creating a resistance there? Going back down to here, I don't know if that would be a good trade to take in that like small consolidation, or if we would be better off waiting for a price to break this support.
Mhm.
That's something we can look at on the lower time frames. How many pips do we have like in there?
From here to here,
Yeah,
45.
45. Yeah.
So how about, like this candle hasn't closed yet on the
Yeah.
1 hour, so we haven't necessarily created a resistance
Yeah.
right there. But where was the last time we created a resistance?
In here.
Exactly. So we have a resistance right there that we just currently broke. We have a clean move
Yeah.
to the left here. We created a high. Now it looks like we're possibly coming back down to this level to hold a support to possibly continue back up and retest 117,600, right? Or we create a fake out, close back below this previous resistance, and then continue down. And maybe with this being a small range right here, it's about 25 pips. I'd probably, depending on the setup, I'd probably wait for that close below this area to continue down. But you could possibly again get that fake out where you get the candle close back in this area, top wick forms, price flip bearish, and then continues down from there.
Yeah.
Or we just, kind of hold the support right here, respect the previous low. We continue up from there. And then we got to just see what we have. Right there. Got about 80 pips. All right.
Yeah.
And then 30-minute. Now you can see that. Right? Anything you want to mark
Yeah.
off?
Yeah. So we can have that. It's like this resistance at
Yes, sir.
like we have like 117 just above that resistance. So if we wanted to take buys, we would have to wait. I don't think I would take buys on the support phone here, but if we can close above that resistance with like strong candles, maybe we can get into up there.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So now you're getting that hard pullback. Now you can see like it is confirmed, like the 1 hour candle didn't close yet, right? So we didn't know if we were actually forming a resistance or just forming a bottom wick to flip bullish past the high and continue up. But right now, 30-minute, you got a resistance here, respecting right now. Can we hold this as a support to continue up, or are we going to close back below that area and now we got a nice fake out to continue down?
Yes, sir.
Your main bias is sells anyway.
Yeah.
All right, that's a great breakdown, man. And you're getting better every single time you do it. All
Yeah.
right. So, Jill, you think you want to break something down for us? Just kind of like the way you see it, and don't feel any kind of um hesitation or embarrassment or anything like that. Like this is where you get
Yeah,
better.
yeah, let's go for it.
All right, I love it. Awesome. What pair would you like to drop down? Break down.
Let's pick Euro USD.
Okay, it's a good pair for today. With, the basic strengths of the currencies. If you go over to say market milk, so they're both pretty strong today. So we'll see where a pair like this is on the charts. I haven't broken this one down in a while. You've had a very strong US dollar with a struggling euro economy due to Russia, Ukraine, and their energy crisis right now. So that's your fundamentals behind the pair. All right, just let me know where you want it like zoomed in or out. Like, do you want it right here?
I'll have it a bit more zoomed in.
Okay, something like this.
Yeah, this would be all right.
Okay.
So am I taking over control of the thingy now?
Like the annotation.
Yeah,
Okay, so you're gonna go. It looks different from my end after hosting the Zoom, but I think if you at the top you see options.
yeah,
Okay, so options, and then scroll down. You'll see the drop down menu for options. You'll see annotate. Do you see that?
yeah. I've got it.
Okay, awesome. And then if you do the annotate, and then the fourth option to the from the left is gonna be draw.
Yeah,
And then under draw, that drop down menu, the third option, it's like a clear box. You see it?
yep. I've got it.
Yeah. So just draw your zones with that.
Yeah. So I think the first zone is like we've touched off of this. Is I think it was around this place over here. So it was around here. I think we might be reacting off of this because we've tapped this before and we've kind of retraced it now.
Okay.
So it's just that whole zone that you just fill it out all the way to where the price currently is.
Yes, sir. Good point.
And now
And this is how you want to draw it exactly?
you're just a bit thinner
Okay.
from the bottom side.
And would you like it right here or in the middle?
No, just above that bearish candle.
Right there?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay.
And we have got some like resistance just up here. One sec, this is just playing up.
Yep.
They didn't let me draw on the thing. What's it? Like just around here. If I just make it a little bit more thinner.
Okay. So probably something like this.
Yeah, just there. And then if we drop down to the daily time, weekly time frame, sorry. Yeah, and can we just zoom in a little just to the where price currently is?
That's that.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
So as we can see here, um, the new weekly candle opened and it refused to break the previous candle low, and it's now flipped bullish. So this indicates that we might be forming a support over here. And if I just and we have like maybe a resistance up here.
You want it right here?
Yeah, just a bit below.
Okay.
Oh, there's another area over here as well that I want to point out, like just here, this one over here.
So you want to draw two of them?
Yeah,
Okay.
just a bit more thinner. The second one. Yeah, that's good. And if we drop down to the daily time frame, yeah. So if we move this one, one sec. So if we move the the blue box just above that, just below down here,
This
and
one?
as you can see, yeah, this one, that one right
Okay.
there. So as you can see, we're kind of ranging in this area right now, and it's looking like really choppy as well. So, and the bias is bearish in it. So, and so I'm predicting that price might just drive down from here if we get like a nice closure below this place over here. Like just there.
Okay.
And now if we could drop down to the 4 hours time frame.
Good. Man, do you want the big one?
No, just delete that one. You
Delete it.
can just extend that small one.
Like that?
Yep. And if we could go down to the 4 hour time frame.
Got it. Oh. 4 hour?
Yep. So as you can see, price is kind of ranging in this area, and I'd like to move this extended box just down till here. I'd like to move that down till there, just below the support.
Okay.
Yep, that's good. And it looks like we have several uh, areas of value over here. So let me just, there's one right here, just right there.
Okay.
And there's one just right above here as well. Just right there. It looks like price has kind of reacted of that area as well over here. And if you could drop down to the 1 hour time frame.
Got it.
Yeah, so as you can see, we've kind of closed. We are bearish at the moment
Okay.
in this little kind of range that you probably want to stay out of, because it's like very choppy in between, like this. Oops. Like this whole area over here is just like very choppy. So I wouldn't be looking for any positions over here.
Okay.
And So as you can see, we've got like another area over here, just like right there, just this place over here.
Mhm.
Price has reacted several times over here as well.
Yes. 30-minute?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah, so this 30-minute just opened, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he's creating his top wick, and the previous candle never closed without a bottom wick. So it's kind of 50-50 whether it goes up or down.
Mm-hmm.
But I think just this whole range, I'll be looking for probably sells like just below this area over here, maybe just like this whole area here, because we've kind of got like a clean move going down here, where
Okay.
you could maybe put your stops to break even or close.
So this is your trade zone.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe like over here. I think it'd be a bit more safer if it was like just here, or there's this little point as well just below it.
You're saying like you wouldn't take a sell until we broke that area?
Uh, um, it's one of the two. I don't know
Okay.
which one's like more safer.
Sure. Okay, so I listen, I think you did a great job like for your first time breaking it down. I could see where some things that we could correct, right? Some things that we could clear
Yeah,
up for you as a trader where everything gets a little bit more clear for you before taking any kind of trade. So I'm just gonna redo this for you so that you get an idea of what like I didn't want to interrupt you in the middle of it.
yeah,
I just wanted to kind of see how you analyze the market and then we could go from there because a lot of guys like we've been doing this a lot like over the last I would say month or two, and I did the same exact thing I'm doing with you right now as I do with them, but now what I
yeah,
do with them is now I kind of correct as we go a little bit, kind of like what I just did with Quentin. But Quentin I really didn't have to do much with him because he's been doing really well with the breakdowns. Same thing with like
yeah.
Jamie when he does them. What's up, Jamie?
Good morning.
Good morning, man. How are you?
Tired, bro, and I'm
I
ready to get.
bet. Ready to get home, huh?
Man, you seem upset.
Dude,
You seem, oh, that's the laugh.
yeah, listen,
Morning,
the
morning.
the pollen out here is killing me. The lack of humidity, the heat. I'm dying out here. I need to get home.
It's not your environment.
No, absolutely not.
Mm. When do you get back?
I fly home 6 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Okay.
I don't get home until 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon.
Okay. All right. Well, at least you have most of the week back at home and, kind of getting back in the rhythm. When's your next trip again?
It's probably going to be towards the end of September because I'm on vacation next week.
Okay.
On vacation a week after, so we're trying not to book anything until we're both back.
Nice. What do you think about doing?
It's a staycation, so I'll be in front of the charts,
Let's
grinding,
go, baby.
getting on my workout because I gotta get my health in check, man.
Okay.
Being out here in this thin air
Yeah.
gave reality check as to why I have to get this weight off.
Okay. All right. Let's focus on that then.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Me and you will focus on that. We'll book a Zoom when you get back this week and we'll get right on that.
yes, sir.
All right, buddy. All
Yep.
right. So again, like I said, Sergio, great job, man. Not much to correct on the higher time frames over here. I like how you marked off this area. Obviously, you have previous support over here, and then we had that reaction in that area as well, which is right now we're kind of bouncing off of, or maybe not. Maybe we're pushing right through it, right? But
Yeah,
again, fundamentals behind this pair, very weak European economy with Russia, Ukraine, energy crisis in Europe, right? Obviously a recession happening in Europe as well. So a technical recession happening in Europe. So not doing too well over there. When it comes to the US dollar now, on the opposite side of this pair, you have, increased rates happening over here. Just bullish price action on the US dollar over here. So price is pushing up. We grab liquidity over here and just headed up to create this yearly high. Now we're retracing a little bit to possibly continue back up, maybe even retest this trend line to continue back up, but we'll see. Current monthly candle is very strong. Bearish candle, top wick formed, pass below the previous candle, strong candle right here, right? Looking at the weekly now, what we can do is what I'm seeing here are obviously lower highs, lower lows being created. And what we had here was a previous support that we formed before coming back up and then retesting that low over there to continue down and create a new support, or to create a new low. Then we came back up into this area, and these wicks, if you pay attention on the higher time frames, these wicks are clear support and resistances, like candle body closes on the lower time frames. So for me, what I like to do is I'll just put my support right there and my resistance there, because I know this wick rejection, right? After, again, like opening very bearish and just pushing down from that area, we know that price rejected that area pretty hard from these wicks, right? And these candle bodies right there. So, right now, we also have a support that was formed somewhere in this area. And I believe you put yours somewhere around here, but we had our low created and then a support. Anytime you have a bearish candle followed after a bullish candle, no. Anytime you have a bullish candle following a bearish candle, that's a support formed, right? So
Yeah. I think I put like two over there, like one where you put it, and the other one right above it.
right here.
Yeah, right there. I put 2 lines over there.
Yeah, you put something like right here, right?
Yeah.
Where, again, I mean, you were holding a support here with this bullish candle. We'll see what it looks like in the lower time frames, but I'd like to kind of keep it open here on the higher time frames, and then as you go lower, we start to see some areas. All right, see now the daily candles over here. Obviously you have like this support here. You kind of like held over here multiple times, but right here you have that low that was created, which is now holding as a resistance.
Yeah.
Multiple rejections of that area, and you have this support right over here at 99 cents. So we ended up closing below that support and creating this low down here, and then holding a support with this bullish candle so far. This candle never passed low of that candle, ended up rejecting, closing a weak bearish. Next one held a support right in that area as well. This one pushed all the way into this area up here, around $1.01, and what's it called? Ended up rejecting this whole area right here, closing right back into this range. This candle passed the low right away, it looks like, flipped bullish, and now it's retracing a little bit, and now it's right in that area. But we're still consolidating right now in this area. So can we hold support here, continue back up, and fill this wick right there, and continue back up into this area? Or are we going to reject that resistance again and continue back down? Right now, we can draw this area right there. Previous support and resistance. Looking at the 4-hour. Yeah, that's valid. Looking at the 4-hour, now we see that we are pretty much in the no trade range. Hold on 1 second. 15 minutes is closed. 1 hour closed. Okay. I'm waiting on the 1 hour for gold right now. If anyone else is looking at gold, I believe Quentin probably is, right? Or Sammy. See, we're getting that fake out that we were talking about.
Yeah, I got my eye on gold.
Okay, cool. I'm just waiting for the New York Open, and then if we close below that area, I'm gonna take that down.
Yeah.
Actually, see if we get a retest of 1727.32 on the 15-minute. I'll go to gold in a second. But anyway, you have like some sort of a resistance right here. Get a little fake out over there of that area. We came right back down and retest that support, bounce off that support, high demand area, and then we're coming back up over here. So just kind of consolidating in this whole area over here. Looking at the 1 hour now. Adjust that a little bit because you get that resistance right there, and price is kind of continuing up. This is all just like 50-50, right? Possibly sometimes, like if you're naked trading, you're trading basic price action and you're more advanced, you could trade what's it called? Bounces off supports. You could possibly play some of these moves over here to take price back up. Knowing the history of that pair, look at these candles coming up from that area. And then same exact thing there. So you could have played this right here after some bullish candle closes back up on the 1 hour. Let's see something. Yeah, gold looks good. All right, 30-minute. All right. So 30-minute. I believe you were marking off like a bunch of levels inside this area, right? This at this point right now, do you want to take anything? Like, let's see how big this range is. Yeah, you got about 100 pips in there. You are creating higher lows. Let's look at what happened here. Last time we tapped into this area, we pushed up into $1. Yeah, basically $1 up here. This one, same exact thing, pushed all the way into that area. So what are the chances that we hold support right here and we continue up into this area up here? Pretty high, right? There's a high probability that that happens. Looking at the 15-minute ended up holding a support right in that area, closing a strong bullish candle. Did you have enough range for price to create that bottom wick right there, pass the high of that candle, and retest the high up here? You only got about 10 pips right there. You do have 33 coming up here, but do you want to take that based on the 15-minute? Maybe not. Let's see how this 30-minute candle closes, and maybe the next one creates a bottom wick, tested the high of that candle, strong candle close, and then you have this range that you could be taking price up into. All right? But once you break this area, then you have this whole range that you could be trading in. And what I like to do after I break down the lower time frames over here. Yeah, 1 hour looks good. So I like to go back up to the higher time frames to see what would actually make sense here. It's a strong support. To get it to the left. See if we can find it. No. There we go. So price is pretty much bouncing off this level right now. Actually this level. That's your support. Once we break that area, then you have this area right over here that price could be continuing down into. It is a range. We get some clean candles over here below 99 cents. So price is right here right now. Can we continue back up? I want to see where this is on the chart. Because you got a fairly clean move to the left. So let's see. Yeah. That's that previous support over here. There's that horizontal line. That's that previous resistance to the left. But again, I could see this daily candle maybe even closing bullish, and the next one creating a bottom wick, passing the high of it, and then filling this wick up here, continuing back up into this area. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Right now, what you got to understand is both these pairs are strong. Not pairs, but both these currencies are strong. They're the strongest on the day. Right, the euro is only strong right now because they're talking about increasing rates in September by 75 basis points, and there's a high probability that they do that. And the same exact thing with the US dollar. continuing the sentiment after Powell was talking about talking at the Jackson Hole Symposium about increasing rates in September again by 75 basis points. Right? So both these currencies are strong. Both the economies are weak because of them increasing those rates. Does that make sense? To just understanding anything in Forex when it comes to currency strength and why these pairs move, one of them has to be strong, the other one has to be weak for you to get a trending market. If both of them are strong or both are weak, you're going to have a consolidating market. That's what you're getting today.
Yeah.
Since last week, right? Again, 1 hour. 1 hour created a nice bottom wick, respected the low of the previous candle, flipping bullish over here. So we could very well continue up into that area. Just know that the last times we did it, we were a little choppy here. It's because everything is 50-50 in a range. All right. But great job, man.
Thank you.
I think also like when it comes to sells, I think you were right. Something around this area. If we start to clear out of that resistance right here, get that support right in that area, we could possibly take something down over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at us just pushing up over here before New York. Probably going to retest that high. All right, so looking at gold right now. Gold, we're getting that fake out so far. 1 hour candle, strong bearish candle close, possibly on the 1 hour. So the next one, again, we're just creating these lower highs, continuing down over here. So what are the chances that we continue down with New York volume? Pretty high. So I'm going to wait the 8 minutes for that to happen. We got a strong 30-minute candle close, healthy top wick past the low, healthy 30-minute candle closing below this resistance, possibly. We'll wait and see, but that's possibly what we could get. All right, Sammy, you want to break something down for us? Sammy?
I can do. Yeah.
All right, let's do it. What pair would you like?
Should we try US 30?
Sure.
It's something I'm intrigued about
Okay.
and something that I would like to add later on.
Sounds good. Got that retest over here on Euro USD.
Do you trade US 30 or?
I don't trade it. I watch it. I definitely watch it. Sharma's been getting me into it, but I've not traded it yet. I honestly think 2 pairs is enough. 2 pairs,
Yeah.
you can once you get 3 pairs, it's the reason why I cut out Euro JPY. It's just because like once you get 3 pairs, your brain starts to be like, oh, I could take this, but then I could take this, and now I'm in 2 scalps at the same time. That could happen to anybody, and it could throw you off the rails a little bit. So it's best to just kind of stick with 2. But
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see. But I have been watching it.
I'll just see the profits on that is crazy.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It moves, man. All right. Starting with the monthly over here.
Yeah. That'll be my first resistance.
Okay.
That'll be a support.
All right.
Maybe a bit higher. Just a little. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Okay.
And then it's just this area. I'd like to mark off. And that's it for this. Let's go to the weekly.
Okay.
I think you can make this a bit smaller.
This
Thinner.
one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Where would you like it? Right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just there. We can bring the bottom one a bit higher to where the rectangle is.
Bottom one. Right here?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And what are you seeing over here, Sammy?
I'm seeing. Oh, I didn't have to annotate. Can you see the arrow or no?
Yeah, I can see this.
Yeah, this is a support. So if you
Uh-huh.
break down below, you have a wick fill over here. And then this is my resistance. We break above, we should be targeting the highs up here.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you're annotating right now. Are you? Yeah.
Yeah, buys above here.
Okay.
Safe buys to
Okay.
retest the highs over here.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, it'll become more clear when we get lower on the time frames.
So yeah, where'd you have all-time highs over here on the Dow?
Whether here,
Yep, absolutely. So since then, what have we been doing?
bearish trend,
Yes, sir.
lower lows, lower highs.
Exactly. And you see how we're possibly
Yeah.
forming.
Bearish trend.
Yes, sir. And
The
now,
overall bias is bearish.
and then also, what do you see right here that we're possibly forming with this price action?
A resistance,
Yep. But also, what would you call this?
rejection.
Yes.
Area.
Also starts with an F of this level. See this resistance?
Yeah,
Support, support. So what is this? It starts with an F. Fake out.
that's the one.
There you go. So you got a little fake out of this area right here, right? Where
Yeah.
you held that resistance, and then all of a sudden price comes up to grab liquidity in this area over here, right? With some kind of dovish sentiment coming out of the Fed. That's where you got that pullback from these yearly lows around 30,000. We had a pullback, higher low created over here, and then we continued up. It was basically like a liquidity grab before the Jackson Hole Symposium, before hearing that the Fed was going to start increasing rates again. Which again, like I said, how does that affect the market? How does that affect the indices? It really hurts, business as a whole. It makes it harder for people to do business and these big companies to do business. You're starting to see a lot of layoffs with a lot of these companies now. So now you're seeing the Fed talk about increasing rates in September again, and that's what you're getting right now with last.
Yeah.
All right. So you want to go down to the daily?
Yep.
All right, awesome. Before we do that, let's just take a look at gold real quick. So gold ended up holding its support right here, right? We ended up coming down, rejecting that area. I'm sure we faked a lot of people out trying to take sell so far, which this could still work out, but we got to see what ends up happening right now. Let me see the 15-minute. All right, 15-minute ended up closing bullish back above that area. So are we holding support and are we continuing up? You get some kind of a pullback with this strong bullish move. We come right back down to hold support. Are we going to continue up? Or are we going to get that close below the support and a fake out up here to then continue down? So
Yeah,
we'll see.
looking at the 15 minutes, I was saying like 1728 exactly has been respected multiple times to the left, and also by the wicks, like just there, and yeah, further here, it taps into 1728 each times, and even way further to the left each times.
Yes, sir. 28 is my lucky number too. All right. So, yeah, you got that rejection here on the 15-minute. Price closed below. We come back up into this area. Can we hold a resistance there, or is this going to be a higher low formed right in this area for price to continue up? Right? We'll see what we end up doing here, but we're really playing this based on the 1 hour, the 30-minute, the higher time frames, and we're waiting for certain things to happen. 4 hour came right back up into this previous support, right? To retest. Can we hold that as a resistance? Or are we going to continue to push up? What I want is a retest this low. Daily looks great. It's very hard to take buys with the daily looking like that. 1 hour, we're just staying patient. So we'll see if we can continue to reject that 1728 level and continue down, or are we going to break through it and continue back up? I think safer buys are going to be above 1730 here with a clean move to the left. Got about 50 pips in here. All right, back to US 30.
This is daily, right?
Yes, sir.
Along this area.
Okay.
Can we adjust this one a bit higher? To about
Just take my picture. Beautiful. I was wondering
yeah.
if you were going to do that.
And then
Where did you get this push from?
I don't know, to be honest.
How about right here? See that?
Yeah.
That's definitely a significant resistance as well. I know price is all the way down here, so right now that doesn't really matter, but I'm just trying to help you understand where price is creating like a new low from this area, this key area right here, resistance and trend line. And then we come back up into this area to hold a resistance and then push down.
Yeah. You make this one thinner a bit.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I think we can go down. No, there is one more that I see.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we can go down to the 4 hour.
Nice. So what do you see going on over here?
A tank? I don't know where that came from though.
This is last week. Just the week ending on a bad note, knowing that the Fed was gonna continue to increase rates in September. But I'm saying, like, seeing these candles, how they're weak bullish candles holding that support right here. So that's our more recent support, right?
Yeah,
You got that wick as well. So like you got something right in here. But what you had here was a gap, right? That gap ended up being filled by this bullish candle, but the candle is very weak bullish candle. So are we, printing
Jake,
weak,
yeah.
weak bullish candles, and then eventually we get like a liquidity grab, and then price just passes the low of these wicks and continues down into this area? That makes sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. All right. But if we hold support, where are we going?
We're gonna come back up here. Clean candles towards the left.
Yes.
So yeah, we can draw that as a
Do you want it right here?
no. For it.
Okay. Nice. Perfect.
Also, if you like react to that area, you can always kind of manage.
Mm-hmm.
And if it breaks through that, we can. Where's the target? This area. Don't know what the pip account is from there to there.
Okay.
But this all comes down to like dynamic risk when you can add a percent, take a percent off. You get that, don't you?
I'm sorry, what about dynamic risk?
No, it all comes down to dynamic risk where if we start rejecting from this area, then obviously you can take positions off. But if you break through it without problem with volume, then we can possibly add positions.
Depends on the setup, I would say, when it comes to adding the positions. Does that make sense? Like if you're gonna scale in to the move, you gotta have like your setup to scale in instead of just like taking it at the bottom. Because then you have to have the proper risk to reward for that position. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
But yeah, right here, what we could be getting here is a bounce off the support. Could price be coming up into this area as well? I like that you marked off the area that you did. This is great, right? Like we could definitely mirror this move over here to get up there, but we need to break through this previous resistance, get that wick right there as well, right?
yeah,
You see how this candle's kind of like exhausting, flipping bearish a little bit? And
yeah,
plus, we're opening the week on a bad note. Right? We get this little retracement, we fill the gap with that wick, and now again the market is kind of weak right now with a strong dollar. But over here, starting to retrace a little bit over here. But nonetheless, we're creating higher lows and higher highs. Could we be continuing right back down from here? So looking at the 1 hour. Oh, now you got a clear support right there, right?
yeah.
Now what needs to happen?
and break of support.
Yes, sir. Let's
And
go
then,
over to. I just want to go over to gold real quick for you.
yeah, I like gold too.
Yeah. So I just entered gold. My stop loss is right here. And I'm anticipating with New York volume us to push us down to the support where I'm going to take profit and then continue right back down to 1712. My stop loss above the previous 1 hour candle up here. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Give me a second.
All right, let me just journal this real quick and then we'll go back to US 30. Since we're not trading US 30, we're just marking it down. So, what do we get over here? We got bearish movement coming in yesterday. Price just continued the bearish movement over here. Get that resistance held. Price started pushing down, created the low during London. Low. See, the thing I'm curious about. We need to get a bearish candle close over here. If we get a bullish candle close above here on the 15-minute, I'm going to cut off 50. But this is taken based on the 1 hour. And we're in a bearish trend. So we should be continuing down, but that was a strong push during London. But like I said, I was waiting for the 1 hour. I'm looking for New York volume to push us down. Right, New York to come in. So we'll see. Let's see. Looking for that fake out.
What do you think a good entry would be if you re-break the current candle lows?
If we re-break right here,
Yep.
I think right there would be a good entry if this is your setup. If you capitalize on fake outs over here with your stop loss above that resistance, you should be safe to continue down. Especially if we're continuing to break our own lows here. That's New York volume coming in at 8 o'clock.
Yep.
So we should be continuing down from there. Unless it wants to pull back even more. But again, looking at the 4 hour, right? We tapped into a very strong level over here. Right? So we could very well be tapping into that area and rejecting it to continue down.
Yep.
Plus entry. Yeah, what I don't like is that it's rejecting this previous resistance here on the 1 hour. This is see you on I think this is around like 8:05. Monday, New York. Um, 1 hour. Let's see, 4 hours real quick. Daily. Yeah, looks like it's rejecting that level a little bit. And again, we're lowering our risk today because one, you have Monday, obviously, but end of the month, end of yeah, it's the end of the month, and you got September coming right around the corner. So you want to be more careful. See how this candle's starting to flip bullish? This is where I'm just gonna cut the full thing. Right? It's just not worth staying in this right now. Price is creating a higher low with that wick right over there. Right? I should have waited. I should have stayed more patient and waited for that candle to break the low of that 30-minute. But I was really taking it based on the 1 hour. As the 1 hour candle closed, next one created a top wick, started passing the low, the previous candle right there. With New York volume, I thought we should continue right down from there. But again, it didn't happen. So I just cut the full thing off. Lost about half of what I was going to. So about 0.5% with the fact that I risked 1% on this. All right. So back down to the 30-minute here. Here's my gold sign. So lost 0.5%. Now, of course, it's going to start playing with me.
I'm gonna wait for a 30-minute close.
Okay. That could be smart too. What I could do is wait for more confirmations and then we can re-enter this to continue down. Because that was a strong bounce off that support coming up into that area, right? So we could be holding a higher low here, especially with this 30-minute close. I should have waited for candles to close in my direction. But we were really taking the space on the 1 hour, so let's see. Close. That's not the previous. All right, 30-minute. All right. So again, as traders, you guys want to know that losses are going to come. And you see how I'm not rattled. There's nothing, that's off about me. I don't have any kind of negative attitude towards taking a loss. These are going to happen, right? And you got to be ready for them. But if you're over risking, over trading, and taking losses like that, you're going to quickly lose your confidence. You're going to quickly get derailed for the rest of the week and start going crazy. Right? You don't want to be like that. You don't want to be that type of trader. So remain confident in your strategy, remain confident in your risk management, and be calm, be cool. All right, so we'll wait for gold over here, and we'll go back over to US 30. So we have that support being held right there, right, Sammy? So that should look nice and easy for you.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what are you looking for now?
Sells below the support.
Cool. Cool. So you have this area that you're looking for.
Yeah.
And safe
What's the
sells.
pip? Yeah, what's the pip range?
Pip range is probably a lot. Got about 200 pips right there.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then buys above this at
Yes, sir.
safe buys.
Coming up into that area, which
Yeah.
you have. Good job checking the pip range. We'll have 240.
we can draw a red one in here, so just stay away from
Yes,
taking
sir.
anything in here.
Yes, sir. Nada. Zip.
Yeah,
All right.
and now we can go to 30.
30 minute. 30 minutes is not worth taking anything in there. Now, I want to see actually. Yeah, it's difficult to trade in. I think because I was
1 hour.
I was looking at this resistance right here. Maybe you have safe buys up there, but you might as well wait for that 32,000 mark. For you to
Yeah.
take any buys up here. That'll be a clean move right there.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's go back over to GJ. Okay, GJ's pushing up over here. Holding that higher low. Pushing up right now. Yeah, so what I did this morning, if you guys weren't on the stream, we were looking at GJ and how it's just very much of a mess in here. Actually, you're creating these higher lows over here, so that's being respected, but just a mess over here. And what you were seeing was, what we were looking at was the change of direction right here, where you're starting to see these higher lows being formed, right? Price starting to push up over here. But again, you have all these rejections. You got a resistance here, this wick right there that price ended up rejecting in that area. You got a fake out of this whole area if this was going to be your resistance, right? Price could reject this area at any point. But once you start to break above that area, then maybe you could take something above 162,500, right? Let's go back over to gold real quick. Yep. Gold is starting to take off over here to the upside. So we could have played further pullbacks where we did end up getting that support held with that bullish candle close. Again, the lesson here is we should have waited for a bearish candle to close on the 30 minute, right? If we were going to take sales and play this this pullback. But analyzing this, now we're seeing this bullish movement over here, strong pullback to start the week. Price just wants to push up right now. You got that strong that short-term pullback during pre-New York, and now we're continuing back up over here. Right? So now you don't see me just jumping into buys now. Right? We learned the lesson, right? We take the loss, well-managed loss right here. Cut about the whole thing around like 50% of the drawdown. But you don't see me just jumping into a buy all of a sudden and just trying to get into this. No, I'm going to sit back and wait. Right? I took the wrong trade today, but that's okay. Right? We always have later on, we always have tomorrow where we can make that back the right way, the disciplined way. And that's how you protect your account. That's how you protect your confidence and your skill as a trader. So now you're starting to see the New York volume pushing in. See how this candle keeps breaking its own highs? It's a nice pullback here. It's against trend, but again, it's to start the week, we're getting a nice pullback. 4 hour coming back above that previous. Yeah. That makes sense to everyone? And how the risk was managed?
Yeah.
Awesome. Wish we could have taken a win together today, but Sergio, what pairs do you trade today? Or what pairs do you trade?
Gold and GJ.
Okay, so you do trade gold. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, we'll see what ends up happening here. Let me take a screenshot. this will be fully journaled today and put into the group Trello. Jamie, how you doing over there, buddy?
I'm doing good, brother. I put a couple of snapshots in the New York channel.
Oh, okay.
That's that I have running right now. I took a while, while we're on the Zoom. So the first one smashed through TP. I extended the TP again just to test the limitations of the trade because we have that huge bullish momentum running right now. So I'm curious to see if we're going to continue that through the next 4-hour candle.
Yep.
If we do, then that's a 104 pip move within just a couple hours, which is phenomenal for EJ. So
that's one thing I wish I mentioned before for you was that, you should get some nice bullish movement here on EJ. I want to see this trade here. Yeah, support formed right here. Bottom was formed, past the high, boom, you're off.
Yep.
Nice.
So I've been it a lot. And that's the trade when Quint had asked me on Friday about it. That's the setup. I've been seeing that setup. That's the setup I was trading before I fell off my routine.
Okay.
Before I lost my confidence.
Yeah.
That's a I was trading constantly. And it's a winner. I'm not gonna say 100% of the time, but at 80-85% of the time, that setup just takes off, especially when you get that pre-New York volume pushing it straight into New York. Dude, it's a rocket, man.
Yes, sir.
So just journaling that and seeing that setup over and over and over again, that's actually probably gonna be my signature.
I like it.
I would like that one.
Okay.
So, but you can see in the second picture, I extended the TP just to test the limitations of the trade. And right now, she's pushing again. So I'm going to be curious to see. But we got a small doji candle that's forming right now in the 30 minutes, still bullish. So let's see if, the next 30 minutes is going to continue to push, or we're going to do a retracement before this 4-hour candle closes.
Let's take a look. Yeah. You got a very weak Japanese yen today? Let's see. Not a very weak, but a weak Japanese yen. Price is pushing down. Actually, yeah, we're pushing down pretty hard today, right? So, but you got the strongest pair or the strongest currency on the market right now is the euro, with the talks of increasing rates in September, right? So right now, price is just pushing up here. I want to see where your entry would have been. Yeah, right here. What the hell? I hate these. There we go. Yeah, price is pushing up today. Support held. You took this thing up, and you would have still been in this.
Yeah, that's one of the things I'm trying to do is similar to when you do a canceled TP and just let it run.
Yeah.
Once it hit like 2-to-1, I would definitely make sure I secure it, before then. But once it hit 2-to-1, just cancel TP and let it run. Let's see where she goes.
When you cancel that TP, make sure you're secure there.
Yep.
I know you were just saying that, but I'm just reiterating it.
Yep. I completely agree.
Are we secure? All right, guys. Do you guys have any other questions? I think those are great breakdowns. Quentin led us off. Sargil, you're Shargil, or is it Sargil?
First one.
Shargil, right?
Yeah.
Anybody call you anything for short?
No, not really.
Okay, all right, Shargil it is. You killed it with your first breakdown, right? Obviously there were some corrections, but that's okay. You're gonna have that. Don't let your ego or your pride take over where now you're not gonna break anything down ever again.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a work in progress, and tomorrow you're gonna do it again.
I come here to learn at the end of the day, anyways. So,
What's up?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You came here to get better, and
Yeah.
getting better. One of the main characteristics of anybody getting better on a daily basis is throwing the ego at the door, coming every single day, and just learning and asking questions and just completely engrossing yourself and being a sponge in all the information that you're getting from everyone.
Yeah.
It's not about showing how good you are. Just
Yeah.
that's gonna come, and people respect it even more when they see how you were in the beginning, and then a few weeks from now how you're gonna be.
Yeah.
So, but then Sammy, great breakdown. And Jamie, we'll do one tomorrow. I know you're gonna be on your phone. Tomorrow, you said tomorrow you're coming back.
Yeah, tomorrow I fly, so I may be able to join for like maybe the first 30 minutes as I'm driving to the
Sure.
airport. So, and then in and out, while I'm in the airport. Because by the time I actually start boarding the plane, it's probably right about 8:30 your time.
Sure.
We should be ending the stream or coming close to it. So I should be able to catch most of it, but I'll be jumping on and off as I'm, going to security and the rest of that crap.
I mean, tomorrow should be a little bit longer just because we have the Great Britain holiday today, so
Mhm.
it's a little bit slower, and plus maybe we would have been in that gold trade holding it longer. But now that I'm out of that and we did all our breakdowns and everything, we're just gonna let the market play out. It's Monday, you don't have much economic data coming out, and it's NFP week. So I want you guys to stay patient, stay smart, stay composed, and I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning.
Thank you.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir. Hit those
ya.
daily musts today, guys. High
Yep.
standards. All right, guys. I'll see you tomorrow, all right?